Hey guys, welcome back to Tom's 100 Hectare Homestead. Today's plant that we're going to be talking about is called a parrot, beak, impatience. I have a couple behind me right here, and they were given to me about 2 years ago as one tiny small plant. And as a result of that, I've managed to propagate my own, and I've ended up with about 7. So you might be asking me, what's parrot, beak, impatience? It's just a variety of impatience. They are beautiful to me because they are very different, and I've never seen a flower that looks like this because they're very unique. So I'm just going to pick a flower behind me here, and you can actually see what they look like. That's the flower. And they flower mostly all year round for me. Um, They do also produce seeds, and there are the seeds that if you press, they do pop. So you get quite a lot of entertainment out of them. I have them here growing underneath my house, and I have a leopard tree growing right next to my house. So they do like quite a lot of shade. They do get a bit of afternoon sun, but it's speckled. It's filtered, basically. You don't want to go and plant them in direct, full sunlight, where they'll get sunlight for 12 hours of the day. No, they will definitely die. They get about 2 hours of just speckled sunlight, um, and they've been doing brilliantly. They are quite tall. You can prune them if you want a bushier plant, and you can actually use the prunings that you've made to propagate new ones. When I propagate my own, I actually just cut the stem, cut all of the leaves off, and I stick it in the ground. I keep it moist, keep the humidity high, and keep it in the shade. Come back a few weeks later, and there'll be roots and there'll be sprouts of new leaves coming out from each node. I do fertilize them quite often with organic fish emulsion and seaweed fertilizer, and they seem to really like it. I also don't really cover them in winter because they are protected by my leopard tree and by all the plants surrounding it. They do like evenly moist soil, but they don't like to be waterlogged. They like having moisture all the time, but they don't like they also don't like very dry periods, so they're not drought tolerant. You can grow them as an indoor plant. You would have to then keep them in bright, filtered, indirect sunlight. And I can't promise you that they'll bloom as nicely as they do outdoors. But yeah, so about it. When I got these ones from my friend, I actually planted them. I forgot what this bush is called, but I planted it underneath my house next to this bush, not knowing that this bush would get very, very big. But it did, in fact, get very, very big, and I actually forgot that I had them. So they were completely neglected, and I hadn't cared for them. I then came around and I was busy weeding in my garden, and I noticed, oh, wow, look at this beautiful flower. And I did research, and I actually remembered, oh, it's the parrot, beak, impatience. Um, yeah, so they can go with quite a bit of neglect, and yeah, they are very easy to care for, and yeah, so you do have to make sure that they do have some when they do get lots of drafts, aeration, because they can develop a fungus, which is almost like dampening off, where they'll actually just they'll just rot away. And yeah, so the soil they planted in is just normal. It's actually quite clayey soil. I didn't dig any compost into it, and they seem to be doing fine. I rather do neglect them because if something survives, a few months with me neglecting them, then that's a plant for me. I do think that it is more of a experienced plant for people because of the way that they need to be watered and where you need to put them in sunlight, and yeah, so it's quite the name does get you thinking, because why they're called sun patients if they can't go in sun. Tell me about it. When I first started out with gardening, I actually planted mine in full sun, not parrot, beak, impatience, but sun patients, and they died because they got so hot and they just shriveled up and got fried. So I've given these guys a shot and I love them. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.